What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. I'm very tired of Nigerians. Honestly, the only thing we like to do is to adjust. We put posters behind our cars. No condition is permanent. That is all we like to do. 22 states underwater, completely immersed, submerged, and flooded. And don't forget, the government has said there's nothing else they can do. And my people are not on the street protesting. What is going on now? Is it possible that we've forgotten how the flood started in the first place? I'm going to refresh your memory. Remember 1982? There was this agreement between Nigeria and Cameroon to build two powerful dams in these two countries, you know, so that if Cameroon needs to release excess water, it won't flood Nigeria. Remember, they had this agreement. Cameroon went ahead though and built their own dam. In fact, it's generating electricity for them. But guess what? Yes, my Nigerian politicians, you know, they chop the money. The one meant for their own construction. They chop their own money, or the money disappeared. I mean, they chop and clean out, you know, as usual. Sure, you get it. So you see what corruption is doing to us now, They forgot that you can only postpone the day of judgment. You can never avert it. See, since 1982, 30 years ago, my people, now Cameroon's dam is too full and they had to release excess water. In fact, they really tried. They've been warning Nigeria for the past 10 years that, we have to release excess water so that our levee doesn't break, you know. And Nigeria officials are acting like they didn't understand what Cameroon was talking about. Even Asa has been warning us, one day the river will overflow.
One day the river will overflow, and there'll be nowhere for us to go.
Now that Cameroon opened the dam, and 22 states in Nigeria have become flooded. 22 states out of 36. I mean, what else are we waiting for now? Before we start protesting, are we waiting for the whole of Nigeria to be flooded before we demand for our rights? You know that so many people have died already and nobody knows exactly how many people have died. Seriously, hundreds of thousands have been displaced. Those with small boats, small canoe, they are charging 5,000 naira to take people anywhere. Can you imagine? And the emergency management people, what do they call them? NEMA. They show up with no equipment. They can't save anybody that is drowning. The only thing that the emergency people have is their own life jackets and long sticks just to measure the depth of water. Can you imagine? Just take a look now. See the giant of Africa underwater. Even Katakata was not spared. You know, the caterpillar. And if the flood has not reached your place, don't get too comfortable. Remember that Cameroon has warned that this is just the beginning. They said that if their Lake Nyos, if it should break, they said at least 1 million people will die in Nigeria. Yes, I know you reject it and rebuke it. I reject it too, and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. But to be honest, we need to put action to our prayers. I mean, just tell me the truth. Look at the present government that we have now. Does it look to you that building a dam is their priority right now? Does it look to you like they are ready to prevent 1 million people from dying if the lake should break in Cameroon? Say the truth and put the devil to shame. So who will cry out for us now? I mean, who will protest on our behalf? As for me, I have told my family in Nigeria, you better start learning scuba diving. Start learning how to swim, all of you. People are practically swimming out of their houses. See, there are 160 million people in Nigeria, and yet we only have 18 dams. And by the way, only 4 of those dams generate electricity. Now, America has 300 million people. That's about twice the population of Nigeria, right? But guess how many dams America has? 75,000 dams. It's not 1,000, not 10,000, not even 50,000. I'm saying 75,000 dams. Maybe we have 18. This is just wrong, you know. Even the dams that we have, they're already getting weak, trying to save some of the waters coming from Cameroon. Just look at Jeba Dam. Seriously, that is about to overflow now. You know, me, I'll just keep talking. That is all I can do.
One day the river will overflow.
Happy Independence Day, my Nigerian people. You know, I almost forgot. You know, that is why I have my Iborum. So I can wish you all Happy Independence Day. Yes, Nigeria is now 52. By the way, Mr. President had a celebration in his villa. Sorry to say, but you know, it had to be in his compound. What happened? Even the brigade of guards had to be reviewed in the parlor, in the living room. What kind kind of celebration is this now? Hey, is Mr. President afraid of leaving the villa? Eh? We used to have parades, we used to go to the stadiums, you know, in all the 36 states. And the band would be playing drums. But today, Boko Haram is king, either Mr. President wants to admit it or not. Or why is he staying in his villa now? As a matter of fact, last year there was nothing. No celebration. At least this year, Mr. President cut cake, you know. Wait. Is that him in the military thing? Is that Mr. President? Why is he wearing military now? I mean, God bless Nigeria. But Kai, I don't get it. You know, it's Independence Day. We are in a democratic, never mind, you know, that is none of my business. What I actually wanted to talk about is that the president gave a very good speech on Independence Day, you know, except that one Nigerian news website decided to cause wahala. Instead of reporting Mr. President's speech like everybody else did, instead, see what Premium Times wrote. President Jonathan lied in Independence Anniversary broadcast. I said, hey, you these guys at Premium Times, you better mind your mouth. Or should I say mind your mouse? Yes, because it's not all the time that you say the truth, you know, even me. I mind my mouth too. See, you know me, I'm a very curious person. So I wanted to know why they said he lied. Yes, I'm very curious. When I grow up, if I don't become the first lady, yes, then I must become a journalist or maybe a detective. Yes, not the Roger Collector detective, but you know, I said I must find out why they said the president lied. So I read their story. Guess what? The president said his administration has been fighting corruption left and right. That they've kicked out all the people that embezzled the pension fund and all the people that were behind the subsidy money disappearing. So he told some white lies, or what do you call it when you lie to make yourself look good? You don't even know. And then to top it all, he said that even Transparency International just released a new report that says Nigeria is now the second most improved country in the effort to curb corruption. Guess what? Instead of this paper, Premium Times, to just buy it like that, they went and called Transparency International. Did you guys release a new report? Those people were like, hey, Clara, we didn't release any new report. Nigeria still remains 143rd nation out of 183 countries in terms of corruption rank. You know, 183 being the most corrupt. Yes, at least we still have about 40 countries that are more corrupt than we are. Except that 142 countries are better. So that is not a good thing, right? But why did Mr. President lie now when everybody knows what's going on? Guess what? The next day, the presidency responded to that news. They were like, it's because one newspaper in Nigeria has released an article that said that Nigeria is the second improved country. I was like, please, since when does Mr. President buy everything that the media says? Did he say that the media is persecuting him? How come he's now taking the media as gospel? That the media is the one that misled him? At least you have a PhD. You should be able to double check a fact like that. No offense. And why wasn't the president of Jamaica at our Independence Day again? Remember he went to Jamaica? Yeah, and Trinidad and Tobago to celebrate their Independence Day. How come none of these people came to Nigeria to celebrate our Independence Day? There was nobody from another country. In fact, the first lady was not there. Well, we won't go into that. That's another story. But all I'm saying is, if Mr. President is fighting corruption as he actually claims that he is, he won't be the one praising himself. No. He won't be the one praising himself, you know. It will be others that will be praising him. Yeah? Do I get an amen? Amen! I'm just keeping it real. So did you hear about the Chinchon? What is that guy's name again? The Chinese man. Cecile Chow. Yes. Cecile Chow. Very rich. Very rich man in China. Yes. But the man has a problem. His daughter, 33-year-old Gigi Chow. The girl says she wants to be doing it with women. Yes. Yes. As in, you know, you understand. I know you understand. Anyway, this man has refused. He said by fire, by force, she must do it with men. No. The daughter says she's already married. That she has married her own... What do I call it now? Should I call it a wife? Well, she married another woman. The woman is also Chinchon, but you know, they got married in France. Yes, because it's illegal for two women, you know, to do it in their country. But the father insists that she's not married though. She is not married. He's saying that she is still single and searching. So guess what? Since he's very rich, you know I said he's very, very rich. The man offered to give out $65 million to the man that can, you know, make her fall in love with him and agree to marry him. The daughter is now getting marriage proposals from all over the world. Not just from China where she lives, but from India, from the United States, from Turkey, from Bulgaria, from Nigeria, from, wait, did I say Nigeria? Nigeria. I knew it. I trust my Nigerian brothers. They don't play. I'm sure that they didn't even read the whole story, but as soon as they had $65 million, end of story. I can trust Nigerians to be one of the first people to send him love letters. But you know the problem right now is that the daughter, the Cecile Chow, she's saying that she's overwhelmed by all the letters that are coming in, especially because some of these guys are so desperate that they're sending in their nude pictures. I said, hey, I closed my eyes. I said, how can you send a picture of your kidney to somebody you've never met? People are crazy. But you know, she said this made her realize how caring her father is. Yes, that he must really love her. But you know, the father himself, yes, the guy, he also has some dramas. Yeah, he's been in the news before. You know, even though he's 76, he still likes to carry girlfriends, young girls, you know. In fact, he once said that he has dated intimately about 10,000 women. I said, this is an interesting family. The father has dated about 10,000 women. Now the daughter is doing it with men and women. Anyway, if she decided to marry a man after all this drama, I will let you know who the lucky winner is. I'm just praying that he will be a Nigerian. Yes, to be a blessing for us. And you know, maybe I can visit them someday and we can network, because I know they won't send me back empty-handed. Yes, I'm just keeping it real. Some Africans were in New York last week, African delegates. Yeah, you know, to do business. Even though they said they came in the name of the UN World Summit. Yeah, they came here to live large.
While all the world's lofty business is debated at the UN General Assembly on First Avenue, some diplomats flock to Fifth Avenue for a different kind of business.
Are you guys with the Swaziland delegation?
Yes. These are visitors traveling with the UN delegation from the African kingdom of Swaziland. Bags in hand, they just walked out of Bergdorf Goodman, one of Manhattan's highest-end department stores. UN data shows nearly 70% of Swazis live on less than $2 a day. Yet the country's UN delegation stays at one of the city's finest hotels. Manhattan's Tony retail district has become a playground for the third world's ruling class. The UN delegation from Togo staying at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, where suites go for between $8,000 and $18,000 a night. Meanwhile, 2.4 million Togolese people survive on less than $1.25 a day. Members of Togo's entourage were less than thrilled to see our cameras outside the hotel.
I said, no, you can't do it. Why?
After trying to cover the lens, one man tried to bat the camera away.
No, you can't videotape me.
Now, you know Nigerian officials like to go extra mile. Do you know that they brought 2 planes? They brought 2 planes from Nigeria. And that's only because the first lady was not, you know, she couldn't make it. Last year when she came, she had more than 30 women attending to her alone. Yeah, they all came with her from Nigeria. There was the food taster, the wine taster, the makeup artist, the hairstylist, the bag carrier, the luggage manager, the clothing manager, the accessories manager. It was just too much wahala, you know? What baffles me is that this year, when Mr. Jonathan gave his speech at the UN, there was hardly anybody important in that room, and he still didn't get it. In fact, he didn't get to shake the hands of Obama, even 88-year-old Mugabe from Zimbabwe. I mean, you know that guy, he spoke with authority when he was reading his own speech, because the way you speak tells a lot about you, you know. I mean, yeah, I know Mugabe is a crook too, yeah. So I was just hoping that Nigerian president would have spoken with more, yes, like more Owambe, more presence. They used to respect Nigerian leaders in this America. Remember that day in 1961? I still remember when Tafawa Balewa came here. It was all over the news, you know. American president came to the airport to meet with Tafawa Balewa. He didn't even wait for him to get to the White House. He came to the airport. In fact, I still remember that day. That day was like...
Waiting at the airport to greet him are Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, Secretary of State Dean Rusk, Mr. Joseph Palmer, the American ambassador to Nigeria, and other high-ranking American officials.
This welcome is only the beginning.
I have no doubt that the American people will receive us with all the kindness that they all receive strangers. This is just a brief reply to your very warm address of welcome. Thank you.
By the way, President Jonathan said in his speech at the UN that he gave $10 million to Guinea-Bissau in order to stabilize their own country. I said, Kai, since when now? Since when are we trying to fix other people's problems when we have not been able to fix our own problems? Hey! I mean, it's a good thing that he's trying to help other people. But can he give $10 million to the National Emergency Management people in Nigeria just to buy equipment? It's so funny because while he was giving his speech at the UN, telling us about all his great accomplishments, Saudi Arabia was busy deporting Nigerian women. What a disgrace! They deported more than 1,000 Nigerian women. Yes, and some men too. They said that these women didn't have a male escort. In fact, some of them actually came with their husband. But because they didn't have matching names, they refused to buy it that they're actually husband and wife. Imagine, why is it that only the Nigerian women that didn't have escorts were deported? Seriously, nobody is fooled by all these big speeches, you know? I'm just giving it real. Alright, y'all. Don't forget to send me an email, by the way. Let me know how you like the show. And now you can follow me on Twitter. Yeah, that's right. It's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.